Joe, Brett, our leading run scorer and our leading wicket taker. Congratulations first and foremost. We'll start by talking about that match. Brett, you were nearly there at the end. How are the nerves towards the end there?
I was all right, to be honest. It's always one of those weird things of when you're out in the middle, you seem to feel like you're in control whether you are or you're not. And then when you I obviously managed to get out and then get up there and sort of get that little vibe in the dressing room, and it's weird how it's always more nervous in the dressing room than it feels out in the middle.
How did you find it up there than Joe watching on?
No, I agree. It's out there absolutely fine, and then I guess when you've got no control and the wickets we lost quickly, we sort of thought the Middlesex on a bit of a roll, and a few sweaty palms, and probably wasn't quite as relaxed dressing room as it was maybe a couple of hours before when on one screen the Ryder Cup was on and everyone was pretty relaxed when Slats and Haas started so well. But yeah, I'd rather be out there than sit out there, and
But over the course of that game, you did pass 1,000 runs, and I know both you guys and everyone in the dressing room will say it's about contributing to a team performance ultimately. But to get to that landmark, the first time you've done it for Nottinghamshire, the second time in your career, how big a thing was that for you?
Well, I mean, it's not really a big thing. It's nice to get to that landmark, but for me, it's getting runs when it matters the most, I guess, and if that's contributing to a win or contributing this year to some draws that we've needed to get, and I'm sure that's the same for Brett. You can get 3-fers, 5-fers, 4-fers, but lose, and it's not the same feeling. But when you contribute like this man has in games where you win and you get 5-fer, then it's a lot better.
You talk about draws or contributions that get you draws, and two significant ones from you against Kent and here against
Three.
Warwickshire, was it?
And Lancs.
And Lancs. Do you have?
That's me and you again, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Any of those sort of stick out as being particularly favourable, or to bat in the way you did? Are they just as special as well?
Yeah, I mean, well, obviously Warwickshire here, good. It was quite hot in the summer to bat for sort of 2 days. Something I've probably never done. The amount of balls, and it's the first time I've scored a double 100. So that was special because to have almost 2 days to bat after being asked to follow on to come out of it with a draw is pretty special. But that goes for, it wasn't just myself. There was many lads who made contributions that game, and I guess when Brett walked out at Kent, honestly I thought right, we're gonna have to do something special here. They just got the new ball, and I thought anything can happen. If I lose ledge, then I think we're probably losing the game. And when he started like he started, I think we put on 50 and you'd got 48 of them or something like that. And we batted the morning session. I think I'd only faced 10 balls, and I thought, wow, we can do this. And that takes someone of ledge to join me in that. And I think Pete and a few of the lads up there have alluded to that was something special, and it was it was a pleasure to be at the crease with ledge. And to be fair, when you run yourself out, I thought we'd messed it up as well. But
that was my bad.
Yeah, but obviously then to flip that over and to actually come out of that game almost feeling like we could have won it was a crazy game.
Right, it's not easy to talk about yourself, so I'll let you do some of the talking on Joe's behalf. Can you comment on how he's been sort of in the dressing room and out in the middle this year as well? Yeah,
I mean, like you say, it's easy to sometimes get runs in Championship cricket that don't matter. Quite a lot of the time you can bat third or fourth innings when you've won or lost the game and get a few runs. But like I say, Joe's got 1,000 runs, but he's probably got 500 of them nearly saving us from losing, which shows a hell of a lot of character. I remember sitting up there sort of how devastated he was after the Lancs game that he did such a good job, and then I managed to get out both times that we were trying to save the game as well. But like I say, when you're out there you feel in control, but you feel like you've let your teammates down, even though that's the sort of bloke he was, which is why at Kent when he walked off not out and things, it was probably special for him, because he wanted to save the game for us ideally he wants to win games of cricket for us, and he's done that throughout the season in, you know, multiple formats when he can. And like I say, a testament to Joe to get that many runs, because Trent Bridge isn't an easy place to bat. You know, we all know it gets a bit flatter here if the sun's out, but that first innings it's definitely in the bowler's favour. So to get that many runs is a great effort.
And what's Joe like to bat with? I think we've spoken in the past about how you get in sort of a zone, Joe. We've seen it countless times in Nottinghamshire career. So when you walked out to the middle in Canterbury and he was sort of in that zone, was there much going on between you in the middle? Were you know, very single-minded? What was the approach?
I think it sort of shows the calmness that there's not a lot going on. You know, there's talk about anything that's important gets relayed. You know, simple messages, little quick chats here and there, but you've sort of got to trust your mate that they both know what's got to be done. And without that sort of trust in him, you know, it'd be easy in that situation for Joe to come up and panic, sort of talking to you as not a batsman. But he's always just the same. Whatever the situation, he's always calm, and it always feels like he's in control, which always just helps you just take that deep breath and relax and think, actually, you know what, we'll be all right, yeah?
Joe, I'll let you have the first word on Brett, because you know, you've put in fantastic performances. That he has done with the ball. So yeah, when runs are on the board and you go out to field, to have someone performing in the way that Brett has this season, yeah, how awesome is that been to be a part of, and have someone steaming in like that all year?
Well, I mean, since I joined, I think, did you join the year after I joined or 2 years after?
When did I come back? I came back 2019, I think. It's his third year back.
That was the year I joined. Were you there back first year? How's it? Or was I? Yeah.
I don't know. I've been here a long time. I had 3 years at Northants, but I've been here a while.
Yeah, but you know, for me, he's done it pretty much every time I've played with him, and he used to do it when I played against him. And I think, you know, if I look back on that first game we played at Hampshire away, and you know, obviously I wasn't in the role of picking the side, but when I looked at the wicket, I thought I'd like to see Brett Hutton bowl on this, and this shows the character that Brett has. That, you know, obviously missing out in that game and then get an opportunity in the next game, and you know, I think the lads will say, you know, we sort of knew that he would come out here and get the wickets he did, and when we knocked over Somerset, he was a massive part of that, and I think that just shows, you know, and the character of Brett, and that's with the bat and with the ball, that you know, he's going to go out there and do the business. So obviously, to be the leading wicket taker in the country, and as he said, it has been favourable conditions here at Trent Bridge for most of the summer. But look, to get the wickets he has, yeah, outstanding year.
62 wickets. Does that go down as one of your most enjoyable seasons in your professional career, I suppose, because of what you've done on the pitch and the environment off it as well, the way that the team's gelling and working towards something as well?
Yeah, it's obviously really nice and satisfying for me to have had a good year, but yeah, you know, looking back on it, I'd rather things like last year when we get promoted and win the division, that things like that mean more to me. I'd rather see us win Division 1 next year and me not play as big a part. We're a team, like, you know, Dane's got 50 wickets every season he's been here, so without him as well we wouldn't be where we were, and I think that's part of the reason that why as a group we're so special. You know, next year it might not be Joe sat here with 1,000 runs, it might be Haas, but we'll all be celebrating in each other's success, because ultimately we just want to win trophies. And if personally you get to play a big part of that, then that's fantastic, and you will. The character that we have in the dressing room, everyone will try and step up and do their best to perform and back their skills, and you know, the coaching staff we have and the type of players we have, we will always look for people to be positive, to show their things and to dominate the game and put a stamp on it. And it might not always work, but we just want to win trophies, and we want to leave a legacy for Trent Bridge, because it's such a big ground and it's such a big club. You know, it shows with Brody, who's over there at the minute. You know, like, there's been some absolute greats of the game that have played for Trent Bridge, and it's our job as players to appreciate that, and all the fans, and try and do it justice.